Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Special Forces, Season 4, Episode 4, Mindset.
Mindset.
These are the mental challenges, I guess.
Kind of. I mean, still very physical in the challenges as far as what was going on here. But now there is more of a mental component that we see on display. Mental fatigue that's building up for some people as well. A little bit.
Well, we're officially further than we thought Kody was going to get.
Technically, this is true. Yes, that is something that happened now through episode 4.
We start this episode in the barracks, and Kody has something to say about the fact that they're all still here.
Kody is so excited. It's congratulations all around. Congratulations, you've made it to day 4. Congratulations, you're part of the cool club. Anybody who's here on day 4 is a cool kid. Everybody's cool here. So glad you're here.
Okay, I'm starting to understand why Brianna Chicken Fry said, so she has a podcast, obviously.
She's a podcaster. Those are her credentials. That's how she got here.
I do love that she used her podcast to clap back at Kody after he had something to say about her career last time.
Yes, because for the most part, she was like, well, I didn't even know who he was. So I should have asked, knowing what I know now, oh, and your only credential was being a womanizer? Like, that's what got you here? So...
Well, and not only did I not know who he was, I assumed he was slow. I would have been meaner, but something seemed kind of off about him.
I thought
so I was nice.
She thought that Kody was putting the special in special forces. And this opening scene is not doing anything to combat that.
No, now every time he talks, that's the context that I'm trying to put it in my mind, is if I did not know this man and these limited experiences are all that I had with him, would I also kind of think the same thing?
Probably, yeah.
I don't know why he's kind of like elevating himself to a position almost as if he's part of like the welcome committee, or he's part of the DS, that he's here to congratulate everyone on making it this far alongside with him.
This is what he wants. He wants the accolades. He wants people to
cheer him on,
adore the fact that he's here. So he's going around and he's doing that for everyone else. But he's secretly hoping that maybe he did hear that our assessment was that he was only going to last 3 days. And so he was like, you know what? 4 days, 4-day crew, we made it.
He's just waiting for someone to be like, Kody, you are crushing it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, though. That's not something that's going to happen here. No, Ravi is the focus of the first half of this episode, because then I think it does shift later on. But Ravi is kind of who we're hearing over talking in the barracks, where he's mentioning how confident he is, how he's feeling like, hey, if it keeps going the way that it is, I could probably do this the whole way. I could make it. I could do this.
I think that's the kiss of death on this show.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, don't say that into a microphone.
Especially, yeah, when you're mic'd up in the barracks.
You?
Producers are around, production's around, the staff is listening, and so they know now it's time to ratchet things up. But I think that's the point that they're at here with Special Forces, is where there's still a lot of people left. Like, normally the numbers have dwindled down by day 4. Usually you've kind of thinned the herd a little bit more than this.
They're really sticking in here.
There's still a lot of people.
I can't believe that they haven't had more people medically tap out, too. I know we had 2. We had Jussie and Eva.
Was Eva medical?
Eva was medically withdrawn.
Oh, right. Well, I thought that was the staff said, hey, I thought she was dismissed, technically. Not a medical tap out. She was dismissed.
I think it could be the same thing, though. Because here's my prediction. I fully expect that Kody's going to get injured at some point, and that he is going to refuse to leave. And that's how he's going to have to get taken out of the competition.
I think he's going to get all the way to the end now, and then they're going to be like, but you did not do well. You did not take this seriously. You were here for all of the wrong reasons. You are dismissed. You did not complete this.
I think he's taking it the most seriously.
The most serious, yes.
Yeah. Well, the mindset challenges in this episode are meant to induce panic, which is how I knew day 4 would be my last day here.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, because like we were talking about this when we were watching it too, is like maybe having these moments where you would be in like life or death sort of scenarios where that would fire into like usually your brain is like, if you have to call someone on the phone, it's life or death.
If
and
I
then
have
you
to
panic.
decide if I buy a rotisserie chicken in the grocery store,
Yeah, like
I go into a full panic.
ordering at a Starbucks drive-through, those types of things where I'm like, I don't know. So like that's the panic, but it's like, no, this is actually life or death. So this is an applicable time to kind of have that panic
Yeah.
where then you hyper focus in.
I guess I've been training for this.
Yeah,
Just
so
in
I think
everyday
you're
life
ready.
activities.
I think you're ready. I think you'd be able to pull this off.
I do go oddly calm in situations that other people panic in.
Right.
Like if someone gets hurt and all of a sudden medical attention is needed, super calm.
Yeah. So like this is kind of that, but then also there's the element that they're incorporating here of like there's a mental component to the challenge where now we're telling you something that you have to remember when you get to the end of this physically daunting task. That's going to be a little tricky, I think.
That actually is the challenge.
For the first one, that's the main focus.
The whole
here.
idea is you need to stay calm enough that you can remember what you are actually supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And not get distracted by what you're having to physically do.
Yes. So like on the way to the first challenge, though, we're getting some more enlightening conversation between Kody and Andrew, where Kody has to talk to all the football players, obviously. So he loves him a quarterback.
He only wants to ride in the football cars.
Football cars only. And so he's talking with Andrew and basically talking about how difficult it must have been to be in the NFL, to be a long snapper where you don't get any glory from that. Like there's no recognition for that position. And so Andrew's like, yeah, I mean, I guess there wasn't really much ego in it. And so Cody's lost interest at this point in the conversation. If there's no ego, I don't care.
Do you think Kody wanted to talk to him about this because he was wondering why would anybody want to play that position?
You're still in the NFL. I mean, like you're still playing at a professional
I'm not
level.
shitting on it. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
no.
I think Kody wouldn't understand why someone would just be there for the benefit of the team and not need to have the focus on themselves.
I think that's the part that he doesn't comprehend at all from this side of things too. Because then that's where Andrew's then comparing it to kind of like his relationship status too, where it was like, well, he was always kind of the background of the team component because nobody's really noticing the effort that you're putting in, or they notice when you mess up, but like don't really cheer you on when you're doing a great job. It's just kind of expected of you. And then now in his relationship, he's married to Sean. He's not Andrew, the ex-NFL player anymore. He's now Andrew, Sean's husband.
Kody didn't like that.
Cody was like, oh no.
He has to take it straight to misogyny because then he makes a joke about how, I guess, what Andrew's at home doing the dishes now.
Well, that's just interesting, enlightening about how that's where Kody framed it, was like, oh, so like you're the wife in the relationship. And it's like, it's not what I said. No, that's not it.
Oh, he disagreed too.
Yeah.
He was like, no,
didn't mean that.
That's not what I mean.
No, not that at all. Has nothing to do with dishes, bro.
Their relationship is very interesting to watch, Sean and Andrew's, because he's very much her number one cheerleader. Very different from Kody and Robin, where she, as we know, Robin says, Cody's her number one customer. So not a dynamic that Cody's familiar with.
Different. Yes. This is not, we're out of the comfort zone. Kody does not understand what's going on. He doesn't even know how to navigate this conversation now because we're talking about things that don't make any sense to him at all, rationally.
This first challenge is called the Abseil extraction, and it looked really similar to the helicopter challenge because they have to rappel in a similar way. But this time...
Well, they have to abseil. It's not repelling, I guess. I don't know. It's different. It's like
I don't know all the
rigging, the rope,
terms.
The stuff that's being used.
What I do know is they're 330 feet up in the air and they're jumping off the side of a dam.
Goddamn. Yeah, it's a goddamn. Yes, that's what's going on. Abseil extraction sounds like something that a dentist would do to you. And that would not be comfortable, that you're going to need some shots in your mouth first, right in the gums. And then you get to talk about how you ended up with an infection and now you need to take antibiotics.
Gross.
Doesn't it sound like that? Sounds like a
I really wasn't focused
dentist.
on that part of the challenge because
no.
When they said that there was a code that they were going to have to remember and they would repeat it once they get to the bottom, That's when I knew.
Carly's not doing this
I'm
one.
failing.
I don't think Carly's going to be able to swing on this one.
I can't remember numbers in the correct order, no matter what I do.
The letters you were able to do, I know.
I've been
it's
afflicted by this my entire life.
You have to come up with the system. It's the arranging things, organization. Because I think I still remember Nick's. I didn't even put it in my notes. I think it was GA56. Oh boy, it was 5654. Yeah?
You're looking at me? I don't have it in my notes.
Oh, okay. Wait, 5, 6.
As soon as they said the numbers,
5, 6,
no.
4, 5?
I'm not doing that.
It's one of those. It's going to be close. But to bring Nick up first of everybody, like obviously the dude's struggling with heights. They've been talking to him last week. They were like, hey, you need to stop failing missions. You need to start showing us that you want to be here.
They're trying to make this man quit.
I think, well, not even quit. I think they're warning him that like, hey, you're on our radar. And like, if you don't start succeeding at things, you will be dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the point that he's getting to, where like, if he keeps failing stuff, then he's not going to stick around. They're not going to keep him here.
Yeah, they did make a point of how he's failed every heights-related challenge so far.
Everything. This was scary, though. Like, this made my stomach drop a couple times just looking at the scene of the dam, because it's like walking out to the middle of the dam, which is just like a huge concrete structure. The one side of it is all water, and then the other side is just a sheer drop, 330-foot drop. So it's like, not great. Either way you fall. Like if you were going to go a certain direction, like it's not good.
What I didn't like was the dam is curved on the top.
Yes.
Where they have to walk.
Yeah. It like slopes down at first, and then where they really dangle off the edge before they kind of rappel down is like another scoop under. So then they're like swinging underneath where you just were a little bit. It's just like, it's too high. It's too much stuff going on. I was freaking out about that. I was like, how are they going to just walk out there? I would be worried about falling off just getting out there. But I think they had like an anchor rope that they were attached to. I would feel a little bit better knowing that. I'm pretty
sure they had a safety harness involved.
You'd have to, right? Because like that's the stuff where I'm like, well, if you were doing this for a mission, you wouldn't have a safety harness rope that you would have established out there. You would just be walking out there. Probably, right?
I'm never doing this in real life. I mean, I don't as a professional. So.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have to.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about
Fairly confident that I'm not going to need to do this at any point in my life.
Nick does complete the challenge. He doesn't refuse to jump. He screams a lot of the way down.
He did fall over like the skeleton gif that you shared in the Discord watch party.
He did so he jumps off the side, but then he just kind of tips into like towards the concrete wall.
Yeah.
And then he drops down.
He folds over, crumples, and then just kind of slides off the side.
I still feel like we are being cheated by the editors with not having more of the funny stuff.
I mean, Get
me a better shot of that. Get me more of the screaming.
I know. I thought they were going to show it like 4 more times because I missed it the first time we watched it. And then I just had to rewind it a couple of times because like, yeah, I thought they were going to come back from commercial and show that from 8 different angles. But no, they didn't lean into that at all. So it was a real missed opportunity there. There were a few comedic edits, though, in this episode. We'll kind of mention them, too. I think it was when they were talking about Ravi in a few different spots. There were some good
I just still
cuts.
say this show could be so much better if they leaned into all the funny stuff.
The footage that we saw of like Ravi going to the staff and then telling them that like, hey, there's people who are missing stuff from their personal items that they didn't make it here. Slippers, underwear, like not exciting stuff, but just like things that should be here. We were expecting to have them. They're not here. And I'm supposed to ask about where that is. And then I think it was Foxy. Foxy was getting mad at him from those clips that we saw. Where's more of that? I want an entire episode of just these like side conversation things. Because the show is presented to be incredibly serious, very dramatic. We need the comedic, lighter moments.
Yeah, I want more personality from the people on the show.
Yeah.
Well, it's Ravi's turn.
Well, Nick failed, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped right over it. I thought that was just assumed.
No, he forgot his code.
Add it to the list of challenges that Nick has not succeeded in.
Because we're getting a lot of personality from Nick, because it's every challenge, it's him just going, ah, ah, oh. So there's a lot of that.
That does make me think that they're going to take him out.
Yeah.
And say you're not taking it seriously enough.
If you scream like that again on this mission, you're dismissed.
They're having to edit around a lot. The sound guys can't take it anymore. Well, Ravi rappels down, no problem. And at the end, Kody makes a comment about how he had really good form.
Oh, wow. What great form. Cody's so impressed.
Great form.
Yeah.
Who is Kody to be able to identify if somebody rappelling down the side of a frickin' dam
That's exactly
has good...
That's exactly what you want it to look like. That's exactly how, well, they saw your favorite staff member do the example run. So it must have looked very similar to that, where Kody was able to tell
he must
immediately.
Rudy really excels in the rappelling, because didn't he do the helicopter one too?
He did the helicopter one too.
So he likes to do all that demo.
He's good with ropes. People know what we're talking about. They know what we're talking about.
Oh, Amy's out there listening. I'm getting her excited.
Look out.
About the ropes and Rudy.
Okay, what the staff is not a fan of is Ravi talking, because before, like, he did well in the actual activity itself, the challenge itself. He remembers his code when he gets to the bottom. He passes. It's successful. But the setup and getting there, the staff is like, you need to stop talking. Stop trying to quip and joke. Like, take this seriously. He doesn't seem to be doing that right now.
How boring would it be to stand there and just be quiet all day, every day, while all these people have to go?
Okay, not while people have to go. Like, it's your turn.
It was when he was giving instruction, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You need to listen. You need to pay attention if you're going to do this stuff.
This was like getting in
focus.
trouble in school.
Yeah, you need to focus
Except
on
you
this.
could like die if you don't listen to the directions.
And the staff does not want you to die, because they have to fill out so much paperwork if you guys die. Like, it's just a lot of work for them. They're really not looking to do all of that. They've made that abundantly clear this episode.
We didn't get to see Kody rappel.
No, it was just kind of like the initial him getting set up. And I think there was like a little bit of him he was just in the montage of people, the rest of everybody who wasn't really stand out as over the top good or over the top bad.
Just mediocre.
Very
right
mid.
in the middle.
Yeah, very mid performance for Kody.
When he got to the bottom, though, we did get a little second of him saying something.
Oh, that was so much fun. I want to do it again. Send me back to the top. Like,
the DS hate him.
Stop smiling. Shut up. Stop talking. What's your code? I wish that they would have asked him what his code was on camera, so then we could watch him shift immediately from being so jazzed about how great he did rappelling down here. And then now you have to remember the code, and he would just
concern.
Dunk. Blue screen. I don't know.
Can we get just the Kody edit of this show?
Well, that's what everybody said. Oh, they must have told him it was Gabe's birthday. Oh. Didn't remember that. October 11th, Kody. That's what it was. Missed it again.
It's really perplexing that they're calling Ravi out for talking too much, but not Kody.
Yeah, I don't know how you can get upset with Ravi, but not be upset with Kody at the same time for the same reason. So that's confusing. Why they were able to zero in on Ravi first.
Do you think they're saving Kody for a later episode where it'll be more about somebody who's overconfident?
Yeah, that could be.
Because you've had a lot of self-doubt so far in the people who've come in to talk to the DS.
Don't have a lot of self-doubt emanating from Kody.
No.
Overconfidence.
We're going to shift gears when we get to his interview.
To a concerning amount of overconfidence based on nothing.
So then we see Sean go. And of course, she rappels down beautifully. She gets to the bottom, remembers her code with no issue, and she passes.
Flawless.
And
yes.
Andrew's watching her do this, and now it's going to be his turn.
Now it's his turn. Yeah, and the staff's talking to him about it, and he's like, well, I'm just glad like Sean went first, because if I went first, it wouldn't even be a challenge. It wouldn't even be a comparison.
She sets the bar high. I set it low.
I try to match and just don't really, if we're being totally honest.
Okay, I feel really bad for this man.
That's
I just
kind
think
of
he
what he's
lacks
settled
a
into.
lot of self-confidence.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's what they were calling out too, was where they were like, oh, so are you insecure about that? And he was like, no, we're a good team. So like that was kind of nice though to see of like,
That's a nice change to see in a man on reality television.
Okay.
He's not intimidated by his wife who excels at things more than he does.
Well, and that's what, if you're going to marry an Olympian, it's like, well, you have to be pretty okay with her being better than you at a lot of stuff, I guess, especially when it comes to physical challenges and competitive things. Like, she ranks way up there in terms of those sorts of challenges, I would say.
One of the things I've clocked about him is that he's not super competitive, or at least he isn't outwardly competitive.
He does a lot of team, like greater good kind of mentality of the way that he talks about things and the way that he gauges success. Because then even in that, where it was like, oh, do you get frustrated by Sean's success? And it's like, well, no, because we're a team. So like, if she's doing well, I'm doing well because we're on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like not a detrimental thing. It's not at his expense.
It's me or her who has to be better.
Right.
He doesn't have that mentality.
It's not a competition between them because they are on the same team.
He kind of has a false start jumping off the side of the dam. They have to tell him 3 or 4 times that he can go.
Okay, this is how I would do it. Because I would be up at the top. I would be all set, ready to go. They would have explained everything to me. And then they would say, okay, go. And I'd say, I'm going. I told my brain it's time to go. And I'm not moving.
The
I'm still holding.
signal did not go. I am. The signal didn't make it to my feet.
I am ready to go. But like, I'm not going to go just yet. I'm getting there.
He did mention earlier that his knees felt like Jell-O.
Yeah.
So I think he was just numb.
Well, and then at that point too, then now you have to do something very precise movement requirements that you're asking your body to do. And it's like, okay, let's focus in. Let's get this dialed in. Don't go unless you're really, really ready. But they're telling you to go. It's time to go. I'm trying. Here we go. So he gets to the bottom. They ask him for the code and he's 1 letter off. He got everything else right.
Yeah. Man, he got the numbers right, but not the letters.
Yeah.
That's usually not my problem. So I thought, oh, that sucks.
He was 1 letter off. I think it was the first letter too. It was just like
supposed to be GA and he said UA.
Or UB.
UB. Oh, I think it was a B.
Something. They mixed them up. So I think he said UB and it was supposed to be something else. I don't remember because I'm not doing the challenge.
Well, the point is, I guess, that Sean passed and he failed.
Sean passed, he failed. He was so close, too. So then he was really upset about it, kind of kicking himself over it. So the staff noticed that, and that put him on their radar, where they were like, we'll save that for later, maybe. Circle back on that a little bit.
They've got more pressing matters with Ravi.
But before they leave, Ravi is asking for a bathroom break because I guess he must be in charge of the poopy pee-pee detail now that Teresa's gone. Not officially.
He just wants them to all go by a gate nearby so they don't have to do it when they get back to the barracks.
I think he was ready to... He needed to go to the bathroom before they head back to the barracks. And so then he's offering suggestions to the staff of where they could go to go take care of this real quick. And they're like, do you want to come do my job? Are you running the show? Are you doing the things? Please stop talking.
Just like do a pee-pees.
I'm just trying to do a pee-pees real quick. If anybody else needs to go, we could probably go real quick over here before we get in the cars again.
Oh, he's so perplexed as to why he's getting in trouble.
He doesn't understand how annoying this is, though. Like, he's annoying the shit out of the DS right now. And he's like, wait, what did I do wrong? Why are they saying that I'm on their radar? Because you're being very annoying.
I would have taken care
all
of
over
this. Because I would have had to have peed 3 to 7 times before it was my turn. Just from anxiety.
I don't think you're going to be able to get those chances. Yeah, you're just going to have to sweat it out for this one, I think. Yeah, you're just holding it.
The first person who gets called in to see the DS this episode, Ravi.
It's Ravi. Getting called in for tactical questioning back at the barracks here. Nick's giving him good advice, though, before he goes to meet with the staff. He's like, hey, don't say your first answer. Don't say your second answer. Think a lot before you answer these questions when they question you, okay? Because Nick's already been pulled in recently. So he's giving Ravi a heads up, like, hey, take this seriously. Take it slow. I know your first response to things is not usually the most serious. So like, let's work on that a little bit. Okay.
That's good advice.
It was good advice.
Good advice.
But also the DS know something's off right away. Because as soon as they pull the bag off his head, they ask him one question and then he's thinking for an extended amount of time. And they're like, that's odd because normally if we ask you something, you're very quick.
You have a lot to say.
You have a lot to say, a lot of things that you're talking about, especially at times when we don't want you talking. So they already know something's a little bit off as far as the questioning is going.
Part of this competition is not just being able to get through the physical and mental challenges. It's also being able to display that you have military discipline. And that's what they're saying they feel like Ravi is lacking.
Severely lacking. And I mean, he's trying to clarify he doesn't mean any disrespect by it. That's not his intention. He feels like he is dialing in and focusing in for these challenges at least. And they're just letting him know this should be like an always thing, like throughout any challenge, throughout anything that we're interacting with you on, you need to respect the staff and have respect for the program itself and like what we're doing here.
They want to know what the hardest thing he's ever experienced in life is, because I guess they feel like he's not taking this seriously enough. So what is it that's challenged you previously in your life? And then he goes on to tell a really terrible and sad story about how he and his wife lost a baby at 5 days old.
It was very sad. And it was like kind of an instant realization of like all of this sadness in his family. He kind of like felt that all simultaneously. So it's kind of like there was like a responsibility sort of element to that as well, where it just kind of piled on with his own grief that he was dealing with and his emotions throughout that process.
And one of the things he's struggling with being there is feeling guilty, taking that time away from being with his family. Do you think we'll get something similar said by Kody Brown?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm sure.
Not in the same way, though.
Very different. Yeah. I miss specific people in my family. The loyal family that I have.
Think we'll hear a story about how Ari pinned herself to the door before he left because she didn't want him to go.
Thrashing, kicking, and screaming. Throwing amethysts all around the house.
He's getting really good sleep here, though. That is the upside.
Very good sleep. Much better for his O2 replenishing that's happening.
He's going to get one of those cots to keep in the She-Ra Shadu on the side of the bed.
Yeah, out in the garage. Where you can get some shut-eye.
Maybe in the RV garage.
The RV garage specifically now. Yeah, that's the new space. So that kind of wraps up the conversation with Ravi here. He goes back to the barracks and they're ripping on him too already. They're like, oh, so they love you now, right? Like, you're good with
Sure.
the staff. Everybody's all good. Yeah, that's it. They love me now. No.
I like that they're bringing in specific DS to have these conversations that maybe the person who's being called in doesn't have a great relationship with.
Well, that was Ravi's joke, was that, yeah, unfortunately his questioning was with Q and with Foxy, two of his most distant relationships that he has here. So that got a good chuckle out of everybody too.
Are there any women DS hiding somewhere so that we just want women in the room with Kody?
Oh, that would scare him.
Hold him accountable for the way he's treated his wives.
Yeah, they need some ladies on here for Special Forces. That would really shake things up for Kody specifically, definitely.
I think that we're really looking forward to seeing him be called in, thinking that there's going to be, I don't know, some type of reckoning or accountability, or they're going to say something to him to insult him. And I don't think that's the way it's going to go based on these, like what we've seen so far.
I think that Cody's going to expect to be called in to be praised for how great of a job he's doing. And then he's going to be severely disappointed when that does not happen.
Thinks he won the Student of the Month award.
Yeah. He's.
Oh, that's a good anxiety story for me.
Oh.
You want to hear it?
Oh, boy.
So I'm in first grade. I get called to the principal's office. I'm thinking, what did I do? Obviously, I'm getting expelled or kicked out of school because I'm such a horrible child.
Clearly.
And I got in there and I won Student of the Month.
There you go. Could have been worse. Probably. In a couple different ways.
But I too suffer from the Andrew East affliction where I don't give myself any credit for anything that I do. So.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what we shift into. So now that we've had Ravi as like the first half focus of the episode here, now we're hitting kind of like the calm before the storm. Everybody's in the barracks and they're like, We only did one challenge. I'm not really tired and sore like I normally am at this point in the day. So like, what are they cooking up for us? Like something's going to happen.
It must be bad.
It's going to be bad. It's just a matter of time. Just everybody's waiting for that call. And then here we go. Challenge number 2.
This is where Kody was manspreading on his cot.
Oh, see, like people were getting upset about that. And I'm like, it was his cot. You're not sharing a cot. So like take up as much space as you want on your own cot. I am very spread out on this chair right now, personally, but we're not sharing the chair. If we were sharing the chair, I would not be sitting like this. You see what I'm saying? Like there's the difference
I think that's what we're trying to say, though. This is just indicative of the way Kody spends most of his life.
Right, but like the difference
that was him on the plane on the way here.
That would be the concern. Yeah, is like sitting like that on his own personal cot in Morocco for special forces, I'm okay with. If he's sitting like that on a public bus, we got problems, right? Like it's the setting and we'll have to contextualize how this is happening.
We go to challenge 2 and they get split into 4 different teams. And what they're going to have to do is crawl through a half mile of tunnels that are already very tiny. And then we find out they shrink. They get smaller as they go, the further they get.
Yeah, tight spaces. And then there's some water involved in some of them too.
Let's describe the water pit.
Oh boy, the water.
It's terrifying to look at. It looks like it's muddy water. And then it's under a layer of, I guess, like rebar? Rebar?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I never built anything in my life.
Okay. But like, yeah, it's
like braided rebar.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a grate, so you cannot lift your face any further up out of the water.
I mean, like, it's just your face sticking out of the water. That's all you really have room to do because you can't go much higher out of the water.
You have to be on your back and float until you're no longer under this.
So you're kind of like pulling yourself along as part of that. The other complication here is that then there's like an assigned leader of the group. So there's like the front person in the group who they're in charge. They're handed a grenade and then, hey, you're going to have to go through all these tunnels and then go blow up a tower at the other side of this.
I need more information.
No. You're going to get the information as you're going. Just do what they say.
Do I have a real grenade in my pocket?
Here's your grenade. Hold on to that. Don't lose that. That's all they said.
That's what I need disclosed to me.
Here's your grenade. Don't drop it. Don't lose it. Hang on to that.
I've been so scared.
I keep it in my hand. Like I'm not putting it in my pocket when I'm going to go crawling around. My pocket? What do I strap this to? I would accidentally pull the pin out while I'm crawling around. It's going to explode in my pocket. There's going to be big problems. Big problems.
The first team that we see is Johnny, Gia, and Chanel, who we've seen very little of.
Very little of Chanel. Yeah.
I'm worried about her after this challenge because it seems like she consumed a lot of dirt and dust.
Yeah, people are going with
the Jussie way.
People are going with the Jussie strategy of trying to get the medical release here as far as consuming some dirt. But this is a real life combat mission. This is part of it. This is trench warfare.
Gia's not doing so well. She's starting to have a panic attack.
Before she even goes in the tunnel. So like Johnny's in the tunnel. She saw Johnny go in and she's supposed to go in next. And she's like, nope, I'm going to freak out if I go in there. So then she sends Chanel goes in next. And then the staff is basically telling Gia, you have to go in or give me your armband. Like those are your options right now. So she's worried because she feels like she's going to have a panic attack as soon as she does that. Okay, well then go inside and have a panic attack. Like that's going to be the better place to do this. Yeah, that's going to be the better place to have your panic attack then, I guess. She was trying to take her helmet off. She's freaking out. She feels like she's choking. She can't breathe. But then that just loosens her helmet, which now her helmet's flopping around while she's crawling around in the tunnel.
She was dragging that thing along with her the whole way.
Scooping up a bunch of dirt.
It seemed dangerous.
It is more dangerous. If the helmet's not affixed to your head, then you can hurt yourself. It's not going to protect your head anymore if it's not sitting on your head properly.
Once she got in there, I think she calmed down because was she expecting maybe like a trader-like challenge where they're just going to start dumping worms and stuff?
Snakes.
I would have fully expected that.
You don't know what's in there. Yeah. Who knows what you're getting into? There's a lot of unknown crawling into just a dark hole that you have no idea what's on the other side of that.
Sometimes there's nothing on the other side of it.
Sometimes there's a water pit that you have to crawl through. So like there are trade-offs here, but at least she like knows what she's dealing with. She knows what she's encountering. All right, let's just keep moving forward. I'm just going to keep following them.
The thing that freaked me out was when the tunnel started getting smaller.
Yes,
because they don't know where they're going and they're just crawling and crawling and the space is getting narrower and narrower and tighter.
The staff is like yelling stuff to them from the outside. So they're telling them to continue on or how to, turn over onto your back to go through the water, like the different instructions that they're giving them as part of this. So since Johnny's the leader of the team, he's at the front. He's crawling down the tunnel that's getting smaller and smaller where it hits a dead end. So then he's supposed to tell them, hey, back up. We can't go this way. But he just instead freaks out because he feels he's stuck. He can't move. He's stuck. And so he's just
screaming, I'm stuck.
Screaming.
I'm stuck. Like he wanted someone to pull him out.
Something, yeah. But it's like, I think what they then confused because they were like, oh, it's okay. They're trying to reassure him because they think he's just freaking out. But it's like, no, this is part of the course where like, we can't keep going this way, but he's not communicating that. He's just sounding like he's freaking out. So they don't know what's going on. So from a leadership perspective, it's not going well, but they're able to back out. Gia and Chanel are able to crawl out in reverse. Johnny's still kind of stuck. He's trying to come up another route. I think he found like another way out, like a hatch or something. And then the staff is like, no, you're staying in there. And he's basically telling them, no, I quit. I'm done. I'm all done with this now. Thank you. And so they have to clarify with him multiple times. Are you sure? Because if you look right over here, you're like 3 meters away. If you keep backing out, that's where the rest of your team is. And you'll be ready to go, for the rest of this. There's not much after this. I think that was what they were trying to say without saying that.
I know. They were trying to talk him out of quitting.
Because you were so close to just, you're almost back with your team.
I like how hard they tried to keep him, but when Teresa was like, I can't watch Gia get hit in the face, they were like, give us your armband.
They were like, that's your reason? Get out of here. If that's what you're coming up with, that's your best excuse.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Pack your bags.
Yeah, this was unfortunate for Johnny because this was part of the challenge was that there was no exit point from this part of the tunnel. And they were doing what they needed to do. You needed to back out and then there was no more tunnel. You had to just run over to another area and throw the grenade and you were done.
That's it. So he was so close, and he quits. He turns in his armband. He's going home. So that's the end of that, pretty much, for him.
And that's when we cheered.
Oh, well, yes.
Because we had Johnny Manziel, what's his name?
Sure,
Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
The quarterback.
He was second to last. I thought Nick was going to go on the heights thing.
I thought Nick was going to get stuck in the tunnel.
Well, that too. Yeah, because
I thought anybody who was really tall or had broad shoulders was going to have a hard time in here.
I thought they were going to get stuck. Well, and also we were trying to come up with like a diagram of Nick being in the tunnel where his feet are still sticking out where he came in, and then his head, like, can you physically crawl out of a space if you are just exceeding the length of the entire tunnel? How does that physically work?
Again, they're not showing us the stuff that we really want to see.
I needed to see, how is Nick physically doing this?
Physically done? Show me the physics of it.
Amazing stuff. I don't know how he's doing it. It's incredible. But no, Johnny fails for the whole team too. So now Gia and Chanel, even though they got through all of this horrible crawling around in the trenches here, now they failed because Johnny quit.
All the other teams are watching this happen too, and Johnny's gone? Any of us can go then.
No, I mean, Johnny's mental fortitude.
Kody looked devastated.
I knew, okay, I've rooted for the Browns once in a while in my life. And so I knew I could count on Johnny to disappoint me yet again here. So this was only a matter of time that this man was going to break.
The next team is actually Nick, Brianna Chicken Fry, who yet again is getting stuck with Kody.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the three of them, and Kody is the leader.
Which I mean, that tells you everything that you need to know about this. It was mostly Chicken Fry struggling, and then Nick kind of freaking out in the tunnels too, because he's sick of playing Army Man. He's already checked out a little bit from last week, so we were worried about him this week too, but he's hanging in there. Chicken Fry, she's like right on the edge too of a breakdown.
She keeps threatening that she might leave.
She's been talking about it.
Yeah, she's talking about it when she's in the barracks. She's talking about it in the car on the way to challenges. She's talking about it waiting for them to have their turn. So I'm concerned that it won't take much for her to decide that she's just done and she's going to tap out.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Because
like she's convincing herself.
You keep saying that out loud, you're creating an environment where nobody's going to be surprised when you decide that you're not going to stay.
Right.
No one's going to try to talk you into leaving.
Well, this is like Brittany from week 1, where it was like, oh, I hope I'm not the first one to leave. I really don't want to be the first one to leave. You're the first one to leave because you're the only one who's talking about being the first one to leave. And now you're leaving. So like it's going to happen, but it's just how long, it's a question of when.
Then we see Andrew lead his team.
Yes, he is made leader with his low self-esteem issues that he has, but he's taking charge. He does great. He does an amazing job. He's leading he's making sure he's checking in. Like, is everyone through? We're all staying together. It's like this.
Unlike what I believe Kody's team was probably like, where he just left everyone way far behind him and then had to yell at them to catch up.
Or like the staff had to keep telling him, stop. You have to
you have to wait for everyone else.
Yeah, you're not winning by getting ahead of this. You're leaving everyone in the dust. No, Andrew's going about it like making sure that everyone's doing it, leading by example and like making sure that everyone succeeds here as part of this. So he does an awesome job, but he doesn't even realize that he did an awesome job because at the end of it, it's like, yeah, pass. Good job.
DS were impressed.
The DS
They're
were
like, that
amazed.
was by far the best team that went through this challenge.
Best team of all, and like best leadership from Andrew. And so then it was like nothing was said about that after this, though. So Andrew's just like, okay, yeah, I guess we passed. Good job. Good job, team. Not good job, me. Like he doesn't want to take credit for it, or like he's willing to say that like the team did a good job, but he doesn't want to say that he did a good job. Like he's not taking responsibility for the team doing a good job.
I think they also expected a bigger celebration from him because after seeing when he failed in the earlier challenge and that he was so upset, then you go to the second challenge of the day and you lead your team to victory and you're just kind of meh about it.
Yeah. Let's get some water, I guess.
You know what this shows me? I think that he is a high achiever.
Yes.
And always has been.
Oh, yeah.
Because even though he made jokes about how he sets the bar a lot lower than Sean does.
I don't think he sets the bar low. I think he has very high expectations for himself.
And when you do very well, you treat yourself as though that was a minimal effort.
That was what I was supposed to do. I'm supposed to do the best. So like you do hold yourself to a very high standard, actually. So there is kind of like a mishmash of what's going on, a mix up as far as what he thinks he holds himself to, like what he thinks those standards are versus what he actually is doing. So that's interesting. So the staff is perplexed by him. And so they're like, we got to call him in for some questioning here. We got to talk to this guy a little bit more.
Because they are concerned about his mental attitude. And this is a different mental attitude than they were concerned about with Nick, because they think Nick's just making a joke of everything, whereas they're concerned that something's odd with Andrew. He's not very competitive.
Yeah.
But then he's very hard on himself.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like this weird mix where it's like he's not in competition with anyone else, but he's in the fiercest competition with himself. And that's where it's confusing the hell out of them, because then they're like, oh, he can't give himself any credit for anything. So this is where we see when they call him in, we also get Kody half naked in the barracks.
Why is he all the time?
He's got his shirt off.
Every time we get to the second person who gets called in, so the second half of the show when they're back in the barracks for the night, he is always walking around naked. Half naked.
Half naked. Yeah, top.
Thank God not naked.
He's got the pecs and the six-pack abs out.
I think we're going to have to talk about them.
Uh-oh.
As much as I don't want to.
Carly was impressed.
When you said that was Kody in the background, I was like, stop. Because there were actually abs.
Yes.
And this whole time, we've been expecting that was not true. We thought that was a lie.
I thought he was an extra from season 2 of the Vikings walking around in the background there. That's what I thought.
You know what it is? He has that old man body type where he's got abs, but they protrude a bit. It's like they're abs on top of visceral fat.
Okay.
Which I know does not make sense, but it looks like he's got a little bit of a belly.
Yeah. Like scientifically.
But little did we know.
That shouldn't be happening, but it is. Like we're seeing it happen.
A body to be studied by science.
Something. Yeah, something's going on. But yeah, that's what we got.
What a disappointment, though, for him to actually have six-pack abs and pecs.
We got distracted by that. But they're calling Andrew in. So
not in the Janelle way.
No. Tactical questioning. What was amazing, too, was how Kody was able to get in the background of every shot of Andrew getting called to questioning. So he was in the background of the one. He was still walking down the aisle behind him as Andrew was going out the door. And as soon as Andrew went out the door, then you see Kody pass by as well in the background. So it was just like, oh, God, here we go.
Just stalking the barracks.
He's just
walking up and down.
Cody knows how to find a camera. Yeah. Tell the world.
You know what else he has going on? I'm not stopping. I'm still talking about his body.
Okay.
He's got who's the wrestling guy?
Which wrestling guy?
The one that I can't stop talking about how pale he is.
John Cena.
He's got the John Cena thing going on. Where I don't know, some old men as they age get paler.
Okay. Yeah.
He's starting to get to that John Cena level of transparency.
I think the big shift for John Cena this year was he's doing the retirement tour. And so he hadn't been in the game as much. Like there was a time where
he hasn't been in the sun as much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like there used to be a lot more of the focus and approach on the appearance because he was in the public eye for all this stuff. So it was like, you had to have known though, like before coming out for this,
that you look old.
You look very pale. You look there's the big bald spot on the back. So like there's things that maybe we should address before we jump in front of this audience on these cameras, under these lights, in this setting and scenario that we've seen you in a very different perspective previously. So I think that was the weird part.
Well, there you go. We built him up a little bit, admitted that he does have the six-pack abs, but then we're knocking him back down because
John Cena body.
He's because I'm starting to see where Baby Saul's getting it from.
Okay. So the staff are talking to Andrew.
He underperformed in the NFL, which this is, I think, the entire basis of the erosion of any of self-confidence that he's ever had.
Well, I think it's as soon as they sit him down where they're like, oh, today was a pretty good day, huh? And he was like, yeah, but I forgot the code. So it was like the only thing that he can focus on
was what he did wrong.
Is the thing that he did wrong. That's all he's been thinking about all day. He didn't think about, he did the rappel correctly and safely. He led his team through the trenches and finished that and helped 4 people pass on that team. Because I think he had a bigger crew too than the other teams.
Yeah, they had a team of 4.
So he had a bigger team too. And so then, no, we didn't focus on any of that. It was just, I forgot that code. And I was 1 letter off and I'm going to be thinking about it forever.
I mean, I would assume if I was getting called in that I'm in trouble for something. So I would think, what did I do wrong today? I forgot the code.
Yeah. Well, it's showing the mentality. Like that's where his thoughts are. That's what he's focusing on. He's focusing on the things that he did wrong, that he screwed up. And they're like, no, I thought you did really good. Like your team did great because you led the team. Like the team did great because of your leadership. And he was like, oh, really? Because I was terrified the whole time. Like I was barely holding it together. The team did great. But like he doesn't want to take credit for any of the success because he feels like he was on the brink of losing it pretty much the entire time.
He's just never recovered from what happened to him when he played professional football. Because how rough would it be to be told you're really good at something and then you get to do it professionally and you choke? Well,
whoever that coach was that was like, all right, well, you got the first spot, don't lose it. like, maybe don't say stuff like that, like, especially with someone with his mentality where he's going to hear that. That's all he's going to think about now. He starts doing stuff that's like not anything that he's ever done before. He's not reliable. He's messing up. He's losing his spot. And that's what happens. It's just like this downfall from the NFL. And he's still kind of searching for what was the reason for that underperformance. Like, he's still struggling with that. He hasn't really fully addressed that yet.
And it doesn't sound like he's found a new thing to pursue because he's full of so much self-doubt that he's afraid to fail at something else.
Right. Self-doubt and overthinking. So I think those were the two big takeaways that they had from the staff, that they were like, yeah, we need to focus on that. We need to dig in on that a little bit more, but also be here for you. Because I think they picked up on that too, where he was kind of here to see like how he can do with Sean.
I believe that he's here to support Sean, and he doesn't take his own journey here very seriously.
His experience as part of it. And that's what they're like, maybe you should be here for you. Like, a lot of what he's talking...
You got some stuff to work on.
Well, like, and a lot of what he's talking about, he does like this selfless approach, which does make him a good leader, where he's concerned about other people's well-being because he's putting their concerns ahead of his. But like, that can come at your own expense, I think, is what they're trying to call out and point out here. So he's not really making that connection yet at this point. But he's back at the barracks.
Cody's still walking around half naked.
Cody's on his cot half naked.
Didn't put his clothes back on.
Still doesn't have a shirt on. Still didn't find that shirt. Andrew and Sean are kind of snuggling up. Ravi's giving him a hard time about how his feedback was a little bit different than what he received earlier today. His notes, takeaways.
I am so excited for the next time on, because they have a challenge that this is going to be the thing that Cody's going to get pupil of the challenge award. Is that a thing?
Pupil of the challenge? I don't think so. No, like
he's going to win awards because this is a Brown family moving event.
This is a Brown family moving challenge because there's a blowout, there's a tire that goes flat, and now you have to physically take everything out of this vehicle and carry it to another location.
How many times has this man done this in his life?
He's been training for this his entire life, you guys. Like, this is the show. He's got to move
all of Robin's dollies from one truck to another.
He was born for this. Yes, he is ready. But this is also, it looks like the intensity is going to ratchet up a little bit. I think they realized we still have a lot of people here. So now they're going to start incorporating more like punishment type activities based on the challenges. So I don't think it's going to be fun to stick around here anymore after this. I think a lot of people are going to start leaving next week.
Me too. I think it's going to be a watershed episode where we have like 3+ people leave. That's my prediction.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping for like 4 or 5 exits, either people tapping out or like medically tap out, whatever it takes. But I want like 4 to 5 people gone.
That means you got to make sure that you're locking in your Bracketology predictions if you're in the Surviving Sister Wives League on Bracketology.
Yes. The numbers have been moving around quite a bit. The leaderboard is changing. Who's up there at the top now?
Amy Pez up here with 540 points. I got to tell you, the competition is stiff because there's not a whole lot between these different positions. In fact, we've got people tied for the 3rd spot, the 5th spot, the 9th spot. There's a lot of similar scores.
Very close in the runnings here.
Who else we got? Leah C. in 2nd. Harbor Ho in 3rd, tied with Robin's Creepy Dolly.
Robin's Creepy Dolly. I know that jumped out to be a fan favorite as far as who's cheering along on the roster spots here. If it's not your team, you can pick somebody in the top 5 to root for instead then.
So make sure you're updating this on a weekly basis. You got to lock it in. What is it, on Thursdays? Like an hour before the show's on?
Yeah. So you can change it, move it around as you see fit throughout the week, but just make sure that you lock those in and finalize them before the show airs.
What else have we got going on? The list never ends.
It keeps growing. Yeah. Well, I'm going to start with my favorite thing that I'm excited about. We have the Twilight New Moon Discord watch party on Saturday evening coming up.
The 18th, October 18th.
October 18th.
At 8 p.m. Eastern over on the Discord on the Patreon.
So get ready. We're going to be watching along and chatting in
One
the
of
chat.
Robin's favorites.
I think we might try something too where we can screen the movie in the Discord app as like a YouTube watch too. I think we can try that out. Maybe?
We're gonna give it a go.
We're going to try it. We're going to try it out and see what happens.
We've also got a Legal Wife live stream coming up next week.
On Wednesday,
I got some intel from Janelle's. What is this? It was her
it's a new MLM kind of thing. It's her coaching.
second chances, second part of life, second, I don't know.
Second City.
Second attempt at being a life coach. I joined one of her sessions that she had trying to get you to sign up to participate.
The master class.
I got a lot of thoughts, a lot to say about it.
We got a lot to talk about there. Also, Gypsy Rose's musical career's kicking off. We got new music from Gypsy Rose before Mariah Plath. So add that to the list of yet more new music from people who are not music artists.
And we're going to learn about hot ice cream.
Smy's
Dream.
Smy's Dream Cream. Ooh.
Ooh, that sounds not great.
Why, did she test this out at all?
I don't think there are any
think
focus
so.
groups done.
So we'll hear about that a little bit more. Also, we've got our Sister Wives Season 20 recaps dropping on this feed, so make sure you stay subscribed if you haven't already. And then if you're looking for more content, we've got over on Surviving Reality, Seeking Sister Wife. We've got the podcast recaps over there. And then on Tuesday nights, we're doing Real Housewives of Salt Lake City live after parties right after the episode airs on Bravo. That's over on the Patreon, patreon.com/survivingpod. You don't need to be a paid member, but you do need to be a member. So you sign up for a free membership or a paid membership that gets you access to those live after parties.
And Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is coming back November 13th.
Yeah.
So we're going to be recapping every moment of it over on Surviving Reality.
I think what we're going to do, it's going to be a big old chunk of episodes, but we're going to take them 2 by 2 here. So 2 episodes at a time, and we're just going to drop every single day until we get through the end of the season there.
So make sure you subscribe.
Don't miss a thing. Yes, you're going to get the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives the entire weekend in mid-November there, so stay tuned.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.